Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Lindsay Faust. I'm a fashion design student at the University of Cincinnati, and I love sustainable fashion. Before we get into things, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers. Also, I'm making this video because my last jeans tutorial on how to make them bigger got over 20,000 views. So I'm extremely thankful for that. So I figured, why not show you guys how to make them smaller? Except this time around, you don't even need a sewing machine. So for my girls and guys out there that don't have one, like this is for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. The supplies you're going to need today are measuring tape or a ruler if you don't have that, a needle and thread, elastic, a safety pin to thread the elastic through, and scissors. If you have a seam ripper, that's preferred, but if not, it's alright, we'll make it work. So here are the jeans we're going to be using in today's video. As you can see, they are huge on me, but I am in love with them. So for our first step of this tutorial, we need to figure out what our waist circumference is where we want the jeans to hit. For me, this was a 27, and the measurement of where it currently hit on the hips was a 33. This is a 6-inch difference, so once we get that number, we can move on to the next step. Because elastic shrinks and expands, we have to take into account how much material we are wanting to bring in. To put it simply, we are just doubling the amount we want to take in so that the elastic will shrink to half the size. This means that in order to deduct 6 inches from the waist, we need to insert our elastic into a 12-inch strip on the waistband. We're going to start by laying out our jeans on a flat surface and measure out how much fabric we're going to cinch in. For me, if you remember, this is 12 inches. Make sure that this is lined up so that the 6-inch mark hits the center back seam on the jeans. Next, we're going to make the slits at the beginning and the end of our 12-inch mark. These should be just wide enough so that the elastic is able to fit inside. Also in this step, make sure to be extra careful that you're only cutting through the inside layer of the fabric. Another thing to note is that in order to make a full tunnel for the elastic, we need to check and see if any stitches are potentially in the way. Here I had to seam rip the leather tag temporarily, but I just stitched it back on at the end. Here's another simple visual explaining the elastic measurements in comparison to the jeans in case anyone needs another reminder. I'll leave a link in the description box below to the type of elastic I use. It came in a 2-pack with white and black, and I seriously use it all the time, and I've had it for about a year now. When we go about cutting the elastic, we want to leave 1 extra inch. That way on each side of our jeans we'll have ½ an inch for seam allowance when stitching it up. For our next step, we are going to be inserting our safety pin into our elastic. That way it's really easy to feed it through the jeans material. I highly recommend using a big safety pin if you have one, just because it'll be easier to feed it through. Because I'm right-handed, I'm going to be starting on the right-hand side by inserting the safety pin side first of the elastic. At first it's really easy to insert it all, but as you keep going, you'll have to use this scrunching technique to really get it through. The best way I can describe this is I would grab the safety pin through the jeans material with my left hand, and then I would slowly start to move the fabric through with my right. Once we just have a little bit of the tail of the elastic peeking out at the end, we can begin to stitch this part in. That way it holds as we begin to put the elastic throughout the rest of our tunnel we created. All you're going to need for this is a needle and thread. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you guys want recommendations on the ones that I like to use. And because jeans are a thicker material, I like to thread my needle so that there's 2 strands of thread going and a double knot at the end. That way the thread is just a little bit more durable when going through this process. Using a hand needle and thread really is a beginner step into sewing, so I really do think anyone's capable of doing this. If you guys have any questions though about hand stitching, please leave them in the comments and I will try my best to answer all of them. If you guys are enjoying this video so far or have found it helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could like this video. And if you are not already subscribed, welcome. I make videos about sustainable fashion as often as I can, and I really appreciate any suggestions for future videos, so if you want to leave them in the comments below, I'll be replying to everyone and taking them highly into consideration. When I finally finished stitching up the elastic, I just made sure to tie it off in a double knot and then cut off the excess string. Once we have the right side of our elastic stitched in, we can continue back to pushing the safety pin throughout the rest of our jeans. Slowly but surely, you'll be able to see the jeans scrunch up as the elastic stretches across the back of the waistband. Once the elastic is fully pushed through the waistband, we're going to stitch the elastic to the top part of the denim as we did to the other side. Make sure to double knot this at the end as well. And after that step, you are all done. I seriously can't believe how well these turned out. If you guys have any questions though about the math on the elastic or anything, please leave them in the comments below. Seriously, look at that stretch. Like, this is like some Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants type of shit. Like, this is one of the best thrift flips I think I've ever done. So I'll definitely be doing this again in the future to some pants that I find while thrifting. If you guys enjoyed this, I'd really appreciate it if you liked this video. My goal for next week is to hopefully hit 700 subscribers, so if you're new here, let me know. Thanks again, and I'll see you cuties soon.